Hi, welcome to Queens Talking Reality. I'm Farron. This is,
Elisa is
and
what they
we are
call
gonna,
me.
yes, and we're gonna recap Housewives of Potomac season 10, episode 16, season finale. Let's get right into it. So the first scene, there's Giselle versus Angel. Who is in charge of this trip? So Giselle decides to tell the ladies she has a suite at the Four Seasons, and right after that, they are going home the next day. And Angel's like, hold up. I have fly fishing, I have a dinner, I have all this stuff planned. So Giselle is basically having the ladies choose a side. Either you roll with Giselle, go to the Four Seasons, and then head back home, or you can still go to the Four Seasons, but then after that, do the whatever Angel has in her itinerary. So how do you feel about what happened with Giselle? Like how she felt like, okay, I'm leading this because she said something. I was born. She said something to like, I was born to please these ladies, and Angel was not.
She was way out of line, but I did like that instance where um Angel did like kind of gets a backbone, and she said, "Hold up, like this is my trip." She said something like, "The ladies can decide, and I got things planned for this trip." And she didn't say it like I wish she would have said like you're not taking over shit, but she didn't say that. But I wish she would have said it, but in more or less words, she said it like that. Like, no, I got things planned for tomorrow. What? Relax.
As far as taking over the trip, at first, I was thinking, oh, Giselle was wrong. Giselle wasn't totally wrong because Angel's a flop. The place they were staying at, there was no water. They had all these issues. The way I think Giselle was out of line was where she was like, oh, after we're going home. I think it was like, okay, now, ladies, I have the Four Seasons suite. We could still follow Angel's itinerary, but we're not staying at the house. We're staying there. But with the Angela Lee interview that you told me to watch with Angel, she did mention that she was the one who booked the Four Seasons hotel. It wasn't Giselle. It was like, I guess Angel in production, they kind of like found another spot for the crew. So it was for the group. So it wasn't like Giselle did anything on her own. Angel had something to do with them going into the Four Seasons. And the reason why I believe her, because when Giselle first mentioned the seasons, Angel didn't look shocked. She didn't look like, what are you talking about? The Four Seasons? She was nodding her head like, yeah, I know about this. Did you notice that also? Like she didn't look surprised that Giselle was talking about the Four Seasons.
I don't think she looks surprised at all, but I mean, I think she's kind of like used to the whole like being like the odd man out. And to me, if that were the case where Giselle was like not making the plans and Angel did make those plans with production, then that was a time for Angel to speak up. That's another reason why she's
Mhm.
too submissive and humble to be a housewife, because if she was a part of that planning, like how Giselle was like giving herself the props, like, yeah, it's because of me we had like I took over, like everybody's
Mhm.
praising
Mhm.
Giselle and Giselle's loving it. I would do that too. Listen, if I took us out of the brinks of like the trenches and the waterless house, we couldn't even wash our asses, I would absolutely be giving myself a pat on the back like Giselle was. But if it wasn't Giselle and it was Angel, then Angel should have been speaking up about it. And that is another reason why she does not need to be a housewife if it were the case, like you're saying, that Angel was the reason why they were put into the Four Seasons, because Giselle took the credit. That's what
Giselle did
bullies
take the
do. They're
credit.
gonna take the credit. They're not gonna say nothing. They're gonna shut you down, and you're not gonna say nothing.
I agree. But I'm not gonna lie, when they showed the suite, I was like, woo, wow, look at the suite. It was definitely way better than that house, that so-called mini mansion that Angel got. I thought the suite was
Mm-hmm.
great. They even had a workout area. They had what was it, a tub in the middle of the room. It was top tier room. So now they're
Yes.
all in the room looking Google Gaga, who's sleeping in this room, what? And then here goes Angel again, talk about what they have planned for the next day.
Wait, we
Which
skipped over
sounded
the
a
part where
little,
they asked Angel, "Are you gonna have a babysitter? Are you spending the night with us?"
oh, here goes Giselle being a hater because she mentioned Bobby. And here goes Giselle. Oh, she's tired about hearing Bobby. She's this and that about. Giselle's just a hater about anybody that got a good relationship. So, because I'm like, okay, she got to check her husband. She can't just go anywhere, especially that she has 2 kids. Make sure he's able to watch the kid. So I didn't like when Giselle was against, like, oh, all she is Bobby this, Bobby. It came off being a hater. So Angel said yes, but I had a feeling with that she had the intentions of not staying. Even if she
She
said yes, she felt
definitely
like
hesitated though. Like when she said yes, there was hesitation in Angel's yes. But a
correct. So I
part
knew
of
she
me
wasn't going to
agrees
stay.
with Giselle. What'd you say?
I said I had a feeling she wasn't going to stay because she really didn't want to stay. She just said yes, but I think she knew she wasn't staying.
To me, I agree with Giselle partially because I don't think Giselle did OD when she's like Bobby. She's like she don't talk about Bobby like that, like on some
Yeah.
Whitney Houston type Bobby. No.
Well, we don't know. We didn't see all the episode, and we don't
Yeah,
know
and
if
maybe we're not around.
they
Like,
edited stuff.
yeah, they edited out.
But I think she
But
just exaggerated.
I do feel Giselle on that part. I do feel like Angel. I'm telling you, from that scene when Bobby was like, did you watch this? Did you rewatch it when I was saying before when I was like, Bobby already gave her the cue, like, I ain't feeling watching these kids. Like, you need to just do what you need to do and stay home and you're not spending the night. And more or less words. He didn't say it in those words.
He didn't say
But
that because they showed it over and he's like, oh, it's probably gonna be effing up. Like it might be
he said it's
effed
gonna
up,
effing
something like
suck.
that. Yeah, that's what he said. But again, when she was saying it, I wasn't sure if he meant effing suck for her to stay. I think he said effing suck because his wife is not gonna be there for the night.
No.
Like he's up with the kids. You know how men are like, oh my god, I gotta deal with these
Wait,
two
let me just
crying
turn
ass
this.
kids at
Just
night.
one second. I just gotta turn this oven off.
Oh, good. She'll be back. Mhm.
Sorry. Stop. Okay, just a minute.
This is live, people. We're live. Things happen, okay? So just wait on it.
Okay, like I was saying, I feel like he was definitely not talking about the ladies at that point. He was talking, saying, she said, the ladies are asking me to spend a night. And they was already talking about like, is Bobby gonna be okay with it? And then she was asking for his approval in that moment. And she was not talking about the ladies. He was saying in that moment, yeah, you can go, but it's gonna fucking suck if you do.
Yeah,
And
that could mean a
he
lot of
said it,
things.
and then she said, you know what? I won't go. In that moment, she didn't say she was not. To me, I didn't take it like he was talking about the ladies. He said it's gonna effing suck, and she was like, okay, I won't go. I don't feel like going. And then that's when she started like piggybacking off of his vibe. Like, yeah, you right. I'm not gonna go. And it was like, to me, once he threw that out and saying like it's gonna effing suck being with these kids, she knew like, okay, I'm not gonna go. I wanna make my husband happy, and that's what a lot of women do. But I do feel she does need to have her own life, and he knows she's on a TV show. Like at the end of the day, this is not regular life. This is a reality show you signed up for. It's not like me and you going out and I got a baby and I got newborns. Like my husband knows if I'm signed up for a TV show, he knows like
It's a job.
Yeah, it's a job. And these are things that I want to do. I want to be an actress. Maybe this could lead into being an actress. This could lead into them promoting their business. Like, roll with the punches. Like, this is a part of the job. Stay with these damn kids while I go be with the girls. But I could tell he threw a monkey wrench in that moment. So when they did ask her, oh, do you need to call Bobby in order for you to spend a night at the Four Seasons? And she hesitated. But I knew in that moment, I think she's covering up for it. I think Bobby ain't having that shit.
Well, again, him saying this effing, so it could just be her not being home. We don't know if he said it could pertain to the kids, but it could be just not having his wife around. Like, oh, this is gonna effing suck. You're not gonna be with me tonight. You know, we're not gonna be able to cuddle. You're not gonna be near me so I could cuddle. So we don't know. I mean, when he said it, I didn't think he was kind of telling her not to go. It was just expressing how he felt about her
No, he
going.
does not want to be with them kids. She's the primary caretaker. I'm telling you, I know. And not that I'm in there. I know I don't live with them. I know somebody gonna comment, or some of these comments are like, oh, you know them? Do you personally? No, I have discernment. Okay. And I could tell he does not want to stay with them damn kids. In more or less words, a lot of these men, the women are the primary caretakers. They're around and present physically where you can see them, but are they interacting with these kids? Are the kids jumping off their waist and at their ankles like how they are with their mom and being attached to them? Absolutely not.
And she still has a young child, is probably crying and whining. And then he's thinking, I got to bathe both of them. I got to put them to sleep. They're going to be asking, where's mom? So I kind of get it. But it seems like things weren't discussed or planned prior to come to the show. Like, oh, being on the show, there's a lot of things I'm going to have to do with the ladies. Like, a lot of the things should have been planned, organized. Before she got on the show. Like, oh, you always know there's going to be a girls' trip. That we know. There's going to be more than one girls' trip. So you already know you're going to need babysitters. So there's certain things. And if she's having a trip, maybe she wasn't thinking about sleeping in the house with them and stuff like that. But if you've watched Housewives, which I know she has, they always have a sleepover. This is where people get drunk and all the stuff happens. So I don't know why she didn't expect that to be the case, where eventually there's going to be a night where they all have to be together for a long duration of time.
I think her problem is, I just wish that she would stand on business and let chicks know what time it is. Like, if she would just let them know, yeah, I got to check in with my husband. I got babies. And yes, I do need to take care of my babies. I need to breastfeed. I need to pump milk. Whatever it is, I feel that she needs to let them know. Don't say, when they asked her, do you got to check in with Bobby? She was like, no, I can spend a night. But she knew that she couldn't. But I feel like she was feeding off their energy and trying to prove to them that she could be her own woman and spend a night, knowing that I don't think he's that type. Honestly, I don't think he's that type of man.
What type of man?
And listen, there's nothing,
You don't think he's what type of man?
I don't think he's the type of man where she feels like she can go away comfortably and leave her kids. And listen, I know people might have a problem with me. Let me just say before I say what I'm going to say, because I don't have kids. Mm-hmm. So I do have dogs. And I know those are not a good comparison to people, but that's all I can compare it to. Because when I go away, if I don't go with my husband and I have my dogs love me. They're on my heels. They're on my toes. Like how I said, how I know like kids be like off your waist. They want you like, mommy, 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 mommy. My dogs are similar. And I know they're not humans, but when I go away, I know my dogs will take care. I know my husband will take care of my dogs, but will he take care of them the way I would take care of them? He does not have patience. I went away one time and I had my cameras on. He didn't know I was looking. And I felt very uneasy. I kept calling. And then I'm like, why you got the dog? Like, there's no water. They're like, get them food. Like, they're not as proactive as a mom would be. But when I go away, I know my mom will take care of my dogs the way I would take care of my dogs. And I feel like the same thing could be said about kids. Like she probably feels the same way I feel about my dogs.
True.
A man, her husband may not take care of them the way she wants to take care of her kids and the way she does. And is he going to be as proactive as she is? And sometimes you may not be at peace when you're away knowing that, but you're not going to be honest with yourself or with your girlfriends to say that. Like to me, I know if I'm going away, next time I did that one time, I know for next time when I go away and I'm not with my husband, I'm leaving my dogs with my mom. I'm not leaving them with him. Because I know I can't feel at peace because I feel like they're not gonna have water, they're not gonna eat, as he's not gonna give them the attention that I would give them and the care and love that I would give them. And I feel the same way. I don't feel like Bobby's like that. He said to her, it's gonna effing suck. And to me, it's like a chore to Bobby. Like I don't feel like he's giving the same attention and love that she would. And I'm sure she feels that way. And it might not be just him, but I feel that she's not saying that, but she feels that way.
So you think it's more Angel not trusting her husband with the kids?
I think that's part of it. And I think he gave us some clues that he ain't feeling staying with them kids. Like, what? You going away? This is gonna suck that I'm here by myself with these brats. And
what's a Nevis trip? Then she go to Nevis with them? Who was watching the kids then? They were there for multiple days.
When
they went to, didn't they go to Nevis?
Nevis? What's Nevis? Aspen?
Okay.
When they took the private jet?
That was part of her trip. Maybe I'm getting, no, it wasn't this. They went to the international trip before this trip. With Giselle. You remember Giselle had planned a trip in the beginning of the season? I mean, they kept talking about it, unless it was in this season.
And she was there? Angel was there?
Yes, they went on a trip. I mean, I don't remember it, but when I watch other, like,
I don't know, maybe she had something lined up. I don't think it was Bobby. I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm not sure, so I don't want to speak on that. But was Bobby the primary caretaker when she went away?
They went and Giselle called her what is it? Whatever fish. I forgot the term Giselle.
Oh, catfish.
A catfish. They went away. Remember?
I forgot about that. I don't know, Bobby. I'm gonna have to look into that to see who was babysitting. Was Bobby really the babysitter?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have a baby this time, but they went away. Who was watching it? And it was for multiple days. It wasn't just
I don't think Bobby was. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know if he was the primary caretaker. She probably lined things up. I think when they went to Colorado, that was more spur of the moment because she had already planned. She had already had it mapped out where they're staying an hour away. They're going to stay in separate houses. She's going to be in her house. They're going to be in another house. And I felt like she had it set up where she wouldn't have to leave overnight. So to me, she still had to speak to him in order to go against whatever the plan was, like to do something outside of the plan. Because I don't think she was going to spend the night out. So I think at that trip that you're,
she did say, like, oh, I have a lot of activities for the ladies. I want to be with them all day. And then after that, I want to be at home with my man and my kids. Which I think is fine. A whole day with you ladies. No. If I spend a whole day with you from morning to... The only thing is I didn't like is she cut, like, when they had the dinner, like, I think they went home like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. No. But if I'm planning a trip, I'm in my city. And we got to think, too, they're not feeling her. She's not feeling these women. It's not like, oh, I'm hanging out with women I like and I want to spend the whole day. She ain't feeling them. They ain't feeling her. The trip is not going well. Her and Giselle's clashing. She doesn't really get along with Ashley or Stacy. I would not want to be with them either. I would try to make any excuse. I would be hanging out with you till 12 o'clock. We're going to party. But later on, I want to be with my man and my kids because I don't like these bees.
No.
I wouldn't want to be with them either. If I'm
If
with you
it's a
all day,
weekend
I ain't
and
trying to meet you
the
at night.
trip, no, I would never. I'm sorry, me, the way
I
I am
wouldn't.
as a planner, the way I am as someone who does not like to fail and who does not want to come out and have a flop of a trip. I don't like shit flopping. So to me,
Yeah. If you're hanging out with people you actually like, that's different.
no, but you on a show, this is different. If I'm on a reality show and I know this is like an audition,
Mm.
like this, if this is my first season,
Yeah, that
this
part.
is her audition. Your first impression is your last impression. So to me, if I'm trying to state like this is a lucrative opportunity where she can capitalize off of this, not just with her business, but years to come as far as her salary with Bravo
Yeah, you're right.
NBC.
That part.
So to me, I'm going to make sure things are aligned and things are a success. And especially when it comes to my business, and especially to prove to these ladies who are looking for me to fail, I would have had everything lined up. It was like she kind of like did not put, I mean, I know there's things that could happen, like where things could, like, you can't help things, like we all can be perfect, but it was just too many things that she let slip that she could have prevented. So I just think one of them being you should have had a babysitter and Bobby lined up for the weekend while I'm getting a private jet. I'm taking these ladies out. I'm trying to show them what Colorado's about. I'm trying to promote our business. I'm trying to do things to put us on a map and to make money for when he retires. Is he still playing football or whatever? I don't know if he is.
No.
Even if he is, there's still money to be made when you're retired. And even as a woman, I would still want to have my own streams of income. So to me, this was her way to do that. So I would have had Bobby lined up with taking care of these kids while I'm trying to solidify my existence on the Housewives and make it like get past this phase of being a newbie. But she failed and flopped.
Yeah, but I think she wasn't expecting to have a sleepover with them. Like, oh, if I did a lot of these activities, I spent enough time with them, 5-10 hours with them. That's it. After that filming done, I'm going home. I think when they did mention it, that's when she should have reconsidered and be like, look, I guess I got to do this now. This is something else I need to add on to being on the show. But I don't think initially.
No, but it's the weekend though. Like you planning a trip, like that should have been already mapped out.
See, I wouldn't, if I was an Angel, I understand where angels come from. Because if I was in her situation, I wouldn't be thinking of sleeping over with these ladies. I wouldn't. One, I don't like you guys. You guys are not welcoming to me. I'm spending as much time with you guys. And then I want to go home to my man and my kids. That's what I would. But when Giselle said it, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, there's going to be more filming involved. Obviously going to film. I would then say, I'm going to do it. But she obviously did not go that route and decide to not go back to the 4 seasons. But initially, I would have been on the same page like her, like, oh, I'm going to spend enough time with these ladies, film as much as I can. But at the end of the night, I'm out. All the other filming would happen without her in there. So I think that was her take. And then here comes Giselle's inviting her, which again made no sense to me because they don't really like her. Why the hell are they inviting her anyway to sleep over?
But it's her trip. Like, to me, there's no way I'm going to flop. Like, if it's my trip, I'm not flopping. My husband needs to stay with these kids for the weekend. I'm going to show and prove to these chicks I'm that chick. Like, I'm going to let them know what time it is, and I want to be on the seasons after. To me, I feel like she fumbled, as Stacey said. I don't know, was she referring to her? Yeah, she fumbled the bag.
No, that part when Giselle asked her and all the ladies like, oh, yeah, to sleep over. She should have, because that probably would have been a good scene. Maybe who knows what happened. So due process. Oh, hey, due process. She said she shouldn't have invited them. I agree. I mean, it was a disaster. She said, I can't believe that's Angel's business. She flopped in front of the public. We'll get into that. Okay, we'll get into that girl about her being a big flop of a flop. So now they decided, I guess that was it until the next day when they all decided to go fish. What is it? Fly fishing. I still don't know the hell fly fishing. I still don't know fly fishing is. I gotta Google what the hell that is because Angel made it seem like it was such a big deal.
I've done it before. To me, I'm not into it. I'm
What
not.
is it? Isn't it just like fishing? What's so
If
special?
it's the
What's
same
different?
thing that I'm thinking of, because I used to date a guy who was into like who loved fishing, and to me, it's like instead of like throwing the reel out and then you just reeling the fish in, like you put it on like this reel that kind of like like it's like flows on the water, and then the fish just like go on to the like bait, and then it's just like you could just it's more relaxing. Like you're not like when you're fishing and you rip like you doing all of that. But when you're fly fishing, it's more relaxing. You throw it out and then you just wait and then you just like take it easy, and it just the reel is just like flowing on the water, and then you'll catch the fish like that. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Somebody
Doesn't
comment
sound
below.
exciting to
I
me.
think I did that fly fishing because I used to date somebody that was used to love to fish. And I feel like to me that part of the fishing trip that we did, I think that part was fly fishing when I'm referring to, where it's like you let the reel and you just it flows on the water and then the fish just take the bait.
Oh, Dupont says I love fishing. I've never been fishing, but fly fishing did not sound exciting to me.
Yes, due process. Let us know what the fly fishing is. Is it what I described, or is it something else?
Yeah, because that I don't know. So now they're in the car, so that everyone split up with 3 cars. So, oh well, first, Angel never went back to the Four Seasons. So the explanation did make sense. It did. They got to the Angel's house too late. They had a pack. It was already around 2 o'clock in the morning to drive an hour, whatever minutes. They'll get there around 3 o'clock at the Four Seasons. Then they had to get up early to go fly fishing. So it made sense. So Giselle realized they were gone. I guess midday of the morning, she came back and was telling them, oh, those bees didn't stay over, which made no sense to me. They didn't realize they never slept over. So they didn't have anything planned. It seemed like they just wanted them to stay over to see them in the morning. Because Giselle mentioned that the next day that Angel, Tia, and Kiana did not sleep over. So it was like, okay, what was the point of her staying over? Nobody even noticed she was missing.
But weren't they supposed to go? Didn't she recommend a place like to do bull riding or something?
Yes, and it seems like it was Ashley and Jazzy who went to that because they mentioned they hung out a little bit after that, and they showed clips of what's her name? Ashley.
Yeah, so maybe she could have did that. Like maybe it was just kind of like go with the flow type of thing.
Which I thought that was the plan. We're gonna go bull riding. And then after we're gonna hang out at the Four Seasons and have a girls' night. But that's why I realized the whole can you stay over was something Giselle was just maybe testing Angel on, because they didn't realize she wasn't even there. So what was the point? She was gonna travel all the way back there just to go to sleep. It's not like they showed them doing anything that night. It seemed like everybody went to sleep early. Everybody went to sleep early. So I think Giselle was just testing Angel at that point. Because it wasn't like they had anything planned to make her want to stay there overnight. So what was the point of even asking her?
Yeah.
So I think it was, again, Giselle. Here, Duprasi, you're right. You use light bait like feathers instead of worms, shrimps, or other live bait. Ugh. Okay, that might be a little bit better than.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not into fishing like that. Like how a lot of people like Due Process says she loves fishing. I definitely felt very bored. Maybe because I'm more of a extrovert. I wasn't into the fly fishing.
So when she kept talking about fly fishing, I'm like, okay. For me, when someone's talking about fishing, I'm thinking you're catching fish in order to go and cook and eat. So you're talking about fly fishing where they're gonna cook the fish after? Like, what's the point? I caught this fish and then what? Because she had
you cook it. You catch the fish and then you make it. Like how we buy fish from the supermarket.
But that's what I'm saying. Was that part of the plan? They were gonna catch fish and they were gonna cook the fish. Because she had all the stuff already catered and ready for them to eat. So I'm like, was the fly fishing part of the meal? Well, I don't know. But anyway, she was really gung-ho about the fly fishing. So now they realize Angel wasn't there with Tiara, with Kiara and the other one, Tia. And they were, I'm not gonna lie, this episode kind of gave me anxiety. Honestly, kind of gave me anxiety. I don't know why. I'm not usually that invested in these shows. But I'm very into like, I don't want to miss my flight. I'm really big on schedule. When I go away, one thing is I don't want to miss my flight. I don't like things that's not organized. I don't like not knowing where I'm going. So just watching it, I was kind of like, oh my God, are they going to miss their flight? I was watching it like, oh, I'm so nervous. I was so nervous watching. I'm like, oh my, and I felt so bad, and we could get more into it. I was like rooting for Angel. I was like Tyra Banks. I was really like one of those things I really wanted.
Yes.
I didn't want this to, I honestly felt so bad for Angel. I was really hoping she didn't mess this up, and she did, but we'll get more into that. Just wanted to, okay. So now they're all in separate cars. We have one car with Jazzy, Wendy, and Stacy. So they all now decide to go fly fishing. They left late, which to me was okay. This is what really kind of like pissed me off watching this. She mentioned that by 2:00, everything needs to be done because they all have to go to the airport. It seems like they all had different flights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fly fishing was like an hour or 2 hours away. You're thinking about fly fishing, eating everything else. They left late. I think I can't remember, but it looks like it was 11 something. Maybe I was wrong. I can't remember the time. But when I was doing the calculation in my head, I'm like, why are they even going? There's no way they're going to be able to do the fly fishing. I don't know where it was.
I'm not going nowhere when I got to fly out that afternoon.
And nothing like that, where I'm not in control of what's happening. Like you have a driver. It's multiple women. It's not like just one. Some of them is running late. You always know there's always that one that probably want to use the bathroom and stop. So I was just like, if it's me and one extra person and we're like on the same flight and we're, like we travel the same, or we like, oh, we got to get this point. But when you have how many 8, 9 women, why the hell would you take the chance of driving out there? You don't know how far it is and think you're going to make your flight on time when Angel's saying everything has to end basically by 2 to catch your flights. And I'm looking at the time and I could have sworn it was like 11:30 when they showed the time. And I'm thinking, there's no way. Why are they even going? I would look at my clock, my watch, and be like, I'm not even going. If I'm not even like 9:00, and even 9:00, they're 2 hours away. Well, you would have to leave like 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it was crazy planning. Yeah.
It was terrible planning. And for me, the flight, to me, how I thought it would have ended, maybe a nice brunch, spa, everybody's together, something like that, so everybody could leave in a hot. I don't want to be doing fly fishing and have to go. And like Stacey said, what about our clothes? Is there a way to change where we could change? She asked that in the beginning. Oh yeah, there's a nice place to change. So I gotta get up in the morning, go fly fishing, smell like a fish, probably can't take a shower, then try to hurry up and go to the airport and sit there for I don't know how long.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hell no. Oh, hell no. Because once I'm dressed, I'm ready to just go. I'm not going to go fly fishing and then change my clothes and find 2 outfits for the day and make my flight on time. I had anxiety watching it. So if I was there, I was going to have an anxiety. I was like, oh, hell no. So the timing, the scheduling was off. Even if the ladies did, because Angel kept saying, oh, they left late. And I'm like, dummies. All of them leaving at the same time, then I realized, like, wait, there's no way we could make this at 2:00. They were in the car, like, oh yeah, it's an hour and 40-something minutes away. I think Jazzy mentioned, I'm like, did you guys not look this up before you got on in the damn car? Like, that part was just dumb. And I don't know if production, they did it that way, like, oh, still go so they could have like something to talk about or make Angel look even worse. Because I think Angel wouldn't have looked, well, she probably still would have looked bad, but maybe it wouldn't have been as bad if they were like, well, you know what, Angel doesn't look like we're going to make it. We're not going to do the fly fishing.
Yeah.
I think it looked worse with them in the car, then Angel getting lost, and then having to stay at a gas station and not go. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So now let's talk about each car. So one car had Wendy, Jazzy, and Stacy. So they ended up having conflict, a whole bunch of back and forth, because Stacy mentioned to Jazzy she felt type of way because Jazzy exchanged number with Sharice. And she's like, well, you're supposed to be my friend. And after you heard all the stuff that Sharice said to me that day, you accepted her number. How you feel about that? Stacey bring that up in the car.
I would feel a way about that because it's like if you know, like I can understand if Jazzy was already friends with Sharice, fine. If you already friends with Sharice, if Jazzy was already friends with Sharice, then I would leave it, and then I had beef with Sharice later. Then I would, if you were already friends with her, I would let that slide. Okay, you already friends with her. But if this is a friend you're just meeting, you know she called me a slut, whatever the case may be, whatever she said about me, you were not friends with her. You never knew her. You were not in communication contact with her. You already know what you need to know about her in regards to how she treated me. And she already treated me messed up. And now you're meeting her. And now you're exchanging numbers with her, knowing that she already did me dirty. And you're trying to be all chummy and cool with her when she did me dirty. I would have a problem with that. But I would make sure if I'm gonna come to you, I'm gonna make sure I'm a good friend. Like I'm not gonna come to you when I'm all wishy-washy and I ain't treating you like a friend and we already got issues. Like to me, that's how things start mounting with friends, because it's like you can't say nothing to me because you already know, like, damn, like I already got my house ain't clean over here too with you. So a lot of friends can't approach each other. Me being a good friend that I'm approaching chicks because I know I'm a good friend. And when I see that you going out there and you not being as much of a good friend as I am to you and loyal to you, and you being friends with somebody that call me a slut and call me all kind of names, but the child of God, and you already out there and you trying to exchange numbers with somebody who called me a slut and everything else, and you don't know her and you know this about her and you're still trying to be chummy with her, I would have a problem.
Oh, well, I don't think Jazzy is trying to solidify a position in this.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's one. Sharice is a social butterfly. Her loyalty to Stacey, based on, again, we're going to get into the argument, is not that strong to where she's like, well, I'm not going to try to be chummy with Sharice, because Sharice could probably get into places that the rest of them probably can't. Sharice is always all over the place and going to this party, that party. So having connection with Sharice based where they are is a big deal from what I hear. Like Sharice is that chick when it comes to being a socialite. Her relationship with Stacey is not that close to where she feels she needs to have loyalty to Stacey. And we see that because Jazzy is still holding on to the fact that Stacey only went to a wedding because she found out Wendy and Ashley was going.
But I think that came after, though. Like I think like they still, you know, sometimes you feel like you close with somebody until things start looking kind of funny style. Like you think you close to them. So I think they thought they were friends until you think like, you know, some is the waters are muddy. So I feel like she didn't know in that instance that Stacey wasn't going to her wedding. Like I think now she can say that now.
That happened after the wedding or before? That happened before or after the wedding?
I'm not sure, but either or, like I just feel like I don't know what happened.
I can't remember when it happened. Was it before or after the wedding? I don't think we would know. I can't remember if it was before or after the wedding.
But either way, I don't know which one of them are more messier than the other. To me, it was still if Stacey's situation came first, where she's not going to the wedding, I would still feel funny if I were Jazzy. And if Jazzy's situation came first with Sharice, that's why I feel like chicks need to approach people on site when things go left. Like that's why I don't believe in like letting things slide. I catch stuff. I'm sorry if somebody do me wrong and I see something like that. Like I just feel like, why are people not saying anything? Okay, why when she exchanged numbers with Sharice in that instance, why didn't you speak up? Like to me, I'm checking. Like, but when I was younger, I could say I let a lot of stuff slide. As an adult woman, a grown middle-aged woman in our 40s, 50s, whatever. I'm too old to be. I'm already know what friendship is about. I'm already like ingrained in this. Like this is nothing. Like to me, I feel like, especially if you friends, new friends, old friends, like you need to create boundaries so people don't like cross boundaries. So why didn't Stacey say anything to Jazzy in that moment when she
That
started?
moment, exactly.
Even afterwards, that night, you saw that she exchanged numbers with her.
I would have
Why
said
not
that
that night
that's
did you
what.
not say anything?
I would have said that minute. I would have said with Sharice right there. Like, you really taking her number? Like, I would have said it right then and there. Or then
I would have either said it there, I would have said it in the bathroom, or I would have checked her afterwards, or I would have said something the next day. I'm not, as a grown woman, I just feel like, especially if you're real friends, like, why? I feel like I get that a lot though. Like, women be afraid to rock the boat. Like, I don't know. I find it a lot with friends too. Like when I see somebody, like, I don't know, I see it a lot where people be faking these friendships where they not really comfortable. They not as tight as a friend, or they faking friendships where they not comfortable enough to have that. I feel like a lot of people should be having friendships where you're relaxed with one another, where you say, you know what you did, I feel was funny style. Like, why did you do that? So we can have some dialogue about why did you do that, and let's talk about it and figure out why you did that, and let's not let it happen again. I feel like a lot of friends avoid that tough conversation, and then they keep letting stuff mount up.
That actually saves relationships if you're able to talk about stuff right away, because then you're feeling type of way. Like Stacey's feeling type of way towards Jazzy, Jazzy's feeling type of way, and none of them is talking to each other. But then they're doing certain things, or talking behind each other's back. So it's kind of like once you step up to them when things happen, you resolve the issue, so it won't get to where it got in the car. So when Jazzy was like, mentioned, you talk about me giving a number to Sharice, and mentioned Stacey about the whole wedding thing. What Stacey didn't say anything. Stacey played stupid. I didn't know she was going to the wedding. Like, she played like she didn't know what the hell's going on. And here goes Wendy, like, really, we going there? And she basically put Stacey on blast and said, look, if you want the same loyalty from Jazzy, you got to do the same as a friend. And basically said the only reason she went to the wedding was because she knew because she knew Wendy and Ashley was going, and she did it because she knew that was going to be camera time. Well,
again, this goes back to, I don't know what type of friendships these are. I would have a problem up in that car. It would be, I don't know how this car ride would have been had that been me. Like, even if I was Stacey's lying. Of course, Stacey's lying.
You could tell based on her reaction. She didn't know what to say.
But Wendy, I feel like Wendy was so out of line. Like, I just feel like out of all the girls, Wendy and Stacey supposed to be like the tightest, or they have this newfound bestie relationship. I just didn't understand why Wendy felt the need to check Stacey in that moment. Stacey, yeah, she might have been lying. How many times have you been around a friend that straight up lying to other people that you may not be as cool with? You lying, whatever. But me and you might have had a conversation where I'm like, girl, why are you acting like that? Like, girl, or I might pull your coastrings and be like, don't treat your friend like that. Like, girl, like, you kind of like being a little too tough on her, or whatever I may say to you where I don't agree with you on how you treating somebody else. But I know me and you are tight. But I would never showcase that to the third person that I'm not as tight with. Why is Wendy showcasing that to Jazzy? Like, I just didn't understand why was Wendy showboating and just like all up in the, like, being all like aggressive, because she was like checking her friend Stacey and telling her that she was lying. But if she did tell Stacey, like, girl, That's Jazzy's wedding. You should go to her wedding. Like, why are you doing her like that? That's me and your conversation as friends. And I'm here, I'm telling you how you could be a better friend, but that's not for no one else to know. Like, that's between me and you.
Well, I saw it Wendy's point because she's friends with Jazzy and Angel.
But
right?
Are they the same level of friends?
I see. To me, it looks like she's close with Stacy, but supposedly,
exactly.
Well, that's what we think. But she says she's friends with both of them because she said, "Oh, it's the three of us," or whatever she said the names were. So supposedly they're both close friends. Stacy was kind of trying to hold Jazzy accountable for not being a good friend, basically. Like, "Oh, you're not such a good friend. How could you do this to me?" Wendy's thinking, like, "You tell this girl you should not be a good friend. You're not that good of a friend either." So when she saw, but the thing why Wendy spoke up, she realized that Stacy was lying. And it's kind of like, wait a minute. Well, she felt like, well, why are you lying? Stand on your toes and tell the truth. Why?
No, if I'm lying, if I'm lying to a third friend that me and you are tight, and I'm lying to a third friend, mind your business. Let me lie. Like, I've been around people. I don't be doing all that because I'm authentic. I don't need to be lying. But let's say me and you are close, and you lying to a friend, and I know you lying, but me and you are tight. I talked to you before. Me and you talk on the sidelines, whatever. I'm not going to check you in that moment of you lying to that third friend. That's not my business. Like, you figure it out with that third friend. Y'all hash it out. Like, Wendy could have stayed out of it, and Jazzy and Stacy could have figured that out. Wendy did not need to piggyback on Jazzy's side. I did not agree with that. Like, I get it. Stacy was lying. She was lying. But why did Wendy have to interfere with that? So what? She was lying. Like, let her lie. I don't know why she was lying, but she went to the wedding. She had a conversation with Wendy. Wendy checked her, but that should have been between them as friends. Like, yeah, sometimes I might not walk a straight path. I may be a little like, wishy-washy at times, but you as my friend may hold me accountable. You may check me and be like, "Hey girl, why are you doing that to so-and-so? Like, you should go to her wedding." Like, damn. And then maybe a light bulb might go out off, and I may be like, "You know what, Farrah, you right. I should go." That's where it ends. I check myself. I held myself accountable. I'm going to the wedding now. That's the end of it. That's between us. You let me know. I made it right, and I did what was right at the end of the day.
I think
why does that have to go beyond us?
I think Wendy was just tired of Stacy lying. Like, Jazzy was basically putting Stacy on the spot and basically wanting Stacy to tell the truth, and Stacy just kept on lying. And I think Wendy was at a point like, I can't. You are just freaking lying. You need to just tell the truth. If you guys are friends, just be honest with what's going on and stop the lies. I think Wendy was just so annoyed that Stacy was lying. And then she lied on Wendy. So what made Wendy more upset? She lied on Wendy, like what Wendy was saying never happened. Like, "Oh, we didn't. That's not what happened. This conversation never happened." So that made Wendy more upset because not
Wendy should have minded her. I think that was a conversation Wendy should have stayed out of. Like, Wendy had nothing to do with. Like, I get it, but Stacy went to the wedding at the end of the day. Like, maybe I did think, like, yeah, I had other things to do. I worked things out. I came to the wedding. Leave it at that. Like, I'm trying to be better. We all could be better. We all probably need to be checked at times. Stacy was checked and she went to the wedding. I just felt like it could have been left at that. Like, why did Wendy have to involve herself?
I'm trying to think. If I'm sitting in the front, I'm trying to think. If I was Wendy, I'm sitting in the front. I have two friends. One is lying to the other. Which again, it was about the wedding. It wasn't nothing.
No, and I do think, listen, this is the caveat. Like, I do feel like, say if it was me and you, and I'm lying to like your sister or like your best friend. If it's me lying, yeah, I do think you should check me at that point. Like, yeah, girl, why are you lying like that? Like, if it was me, you, and I'm lying to your sister or somebody that you had a friendship with for many, many years, and you and that third person are tight. That's when I think, yeah, you should you should advocate for that friend and be on some like, yeah, you lying. You're not gonna do that to my friend. I ain't gonna have you sitting here like that,
Yeah,
lying to my
depending on the
friend.
level.
But if me and you are tight and I'm lying
Tighter.
to a friend, and not even just lying, maybe I made it right. Maybe I was a little off, and then you did talk to me. I made it right, and no one had to know about our conversation. You held me accountable. I made it right with that third friend. The third friend didn't know, but I showed and I was there for her. I think that should be between me and you as friends. Like our friendship should be worth something if we are tight friends, tighter friends than that other friend. Like I just feel like Wendy did not have to say that. And I don't know. I just feel like Wendy was dead wrong. But between Jazzy and Stacey was wrong. I feel like Jazzy absolutely was right in that moment. But I just feel like Wendy, I would have to say something. If I was Stacey, I would have checked Wendy so bad. But Stacey needs
But
friends.
my thing is, I'm not sure who she's closer with. Suppose I don't know if
She's
she's
closer
equally
to
close, but
Stacey.
yeah, it shows that she's closer to Stacy. Like you said, if I'm the one I'm closest with, if I'm closer to Stacy, I wouldn't have said that. I would have put my headphones on, like I didn't hear anything. But
Exactly.
that would make me question my relationship. If I was Wendy, that would make me question my relationship with Stacy. See, I would move
Why?
differently.
Why? What does that have to do
Because
with
if
you? She's
you're
not lying to you.
lying, what my thing is, lying to me, for me, lying is a big deal. Like if I'm your friend, I don't want you lying to me. So the fact that I see you lying to someone you call your friend, I'm not able to trust you, because if you're lying to her, I'm not gonna know if you're not lying to me. So
No, I don't think that.
now
To
we
me, when it
change.
comes to no, I feel like when it comes to situations like that, I can say she lying, like she slept with your man or something grimy. But when it comes to okay, she might not have wanted to go to your wedding. Like maybe she had other things to do and she didn't feel like it was that important. But let's say you come along as my friend and be like, girl, don't do that to her. That ain't right. You know you should be better than that. And then I start thinking about like, you know what, Farrah, you're right. That should stay right there between us. Maybe I did need somebody to hold me accountable in that moment, but I don't think it should have traveled where I done slept with your man or something so detrimental like that. Like it was something that she wasn't going to go to the wedding. She realized like, yeah, I should be a better friend. I should go and be there for my friend, whether it was the cameras or not. Stacey showed and she showed up for her. So to me, it's not like she didn't show and then she lied. She eventually showed, whether it was for the cameras or whether it was because she wanted to be better and she realized she was wrong in that moment. Why did that have to be put on Front Street? I just feel like if we do right, let me be right and let me do right. Give me grace. Like, why would you put my wrong when I corrected it? I corrected it. Let that shine. Don't go backwards and showcase what I tried to I overcame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you put me on Front Street for something that I corrected? Like, that's the part that I hate. And especially if you're my tight friend. Like, especially I would feel so, I would have told Wendy about herself so bad.
No, I see your point now. I didn't look at it that way, but I'm also thinking Wendy was just tired of all this lies. Like, oh, everyone's always saying Stacey was a liar. And I think at that point, maybe Wendy realized, oh my God, Stacey's really a lie like everyone was saying. And the fact that she tried to, again, play off like the conversation she had with Wendy never really happened. So that pissed Wendy even more.
Why is Wendy talking? Wendy should have shut up. Like, or the conversation didn't happen. Why did the conversation between me and Wendy have to even come up? Because Wendy brought it up. Wendy needed to mind her business and not bring up the the confidential conversation that I had with you as my friend. That should have never came up in the subject. You pulling my coattails, having a sidebar conversation with me, telling me, yeah, girl, you should go to her wedding. Don't be like that to her. Be a better friend. And then I say, yeah, girl, you right. I should be a better friend. That's between us. I made
I
it
agree.
right.
No, not now that I didn't see it that way, but you're right. I agree with you on that because I at first was on Wendy's side, but Wendy did go hard. My next thing is how did Jazzy even know about that situation with Stacey? Who told her? Who initially told her about this?
They did. They brought. Remember, it was at the table when they said something to Jazzy, like, "Yeah, she didn't go to." It was they. They did a flashback, and then it was like they said it to her, like Jazzy. No, matter of fact, I don't think she was. I don't think Jazzy was in that flashback that they did show.
And then
About
they showed Stacey lying. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know Ashley was going to your wedding." And then they showed her Ashley saying she's going to the wedding.
yeah.
So that's the thing. I don't know how it was initially. If she had a conversation with Wendy, and Wendy convinced her to go to the wedding, Wendy must have had said it to somebody else in the group, because how did they know she wasn't going to go to the wedding and it was because of Wendy and Ashley going? How did anyone in the group find that out?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's where Wendy, I feel, is a little.
So Wendy probably said it to the rest of the group, maybe to Ashley, who has a big mouth, who runs to Giselle. Something happened. Someone leaked it out to where it got to Jazzy.
And that's what I'm saying. I just think if the way, I don't know if you watched, I watched the after shows with Wendy and Stacey, and they seem to be tight. Wendy, Stacey is so like cheering Wendy on about, even with not cheering her on with the court case that Wendy's like facing with the charges, huh?
Defending Wendy, like Wendy's innocent.
Yes, defending her so much, always like making sure she's very careful about how she speaks about Wendy. And she's never going to say anything against Wendy. And I just feel like the way Wendy spoke to her, cursed her out, even at the gas station, cursed that girl out. And Stacey, even in the after show, it was kind of like, yeah, sometimes you gotta hold your friends accountable. That's what Stacey's saying about Wendy.
Yeah,
I get what Wendy's saying. Sometimes you gotta hold your friends accountable. Not like that. You don't curse me out telling me F you. I ain't this person. I'll check you, girl. F you. And she was disrespectful. Huh?
Well, she also mentioned she was PMSing. Which
that was an excuse, though. It wasn't even like Stacey asked for a sorry. I think Wendy should have said sorry. Wendy should have apologized for the way she came off. But to me, that was Wendy's way of trying to diminish the disrespect that she showed toward Stacey.
Well, we don't know if she didn't apologize, but I think when
not apologize. After show, she said I was PMSing. That was her excuse.
But I'm assuming they spoke to her about it after.
They did speak about it, but you wouldn't know if there was an apology. Stacey said we spoke about it after, and I listen. Stacey was taking all the blame. That's when you know somebody ain't apologizing and use some type of doormat. When they say, "Oh, we spoke about it," and Farrah's right. Farrah, I agree with Farrah. She should hold me accountable for the way that I was acting in the car. You know, I shouldn't have said what I said. Like, it's like, what, girl?
Yeah,
and then that's when Stacey, that's when Wendy chimed in and said, yeah, and another reason, you know, I was PMSing. It's almost like Wendy tried to give an excuse as to why she was being so bitchy. But I do not feel that Stacey was definitely like, she's kissing, sucking ass when it comes to Wendy. She is absolutely
other friends on there. That's to solidify a position, because I heard that no one wanted to film with Stacey.
Yeah.
Except for Wendy and Jazzy. So she needs a friend you need a friend, at least one friend on the show. So Wendy is it. She can't let her relationship with Wendy falls, because next season the hate is gonna come out. Giselle's gonna definitely hate. Like, what? Stacey's the new. Carlos King made Stacey the reality star of the year. She was supposedly sitting next to Andy. Giselle knows Stacey has taken her spot. So Giselle's not gonna want to film with her. She's not gonna try to give her any light. She's a follower. Tia looks like she's gonna be on Giselle's side. We don't know if Angel's come back. She doesn't like Kiara. The only person she has is Wendy. So she loses that friendship with Wendy. What happens to her position next season? I mean, if Wendy goes to prison, Wendy's out the window anyway. But I think at that point, she didn't know Wendy was all these allegations. So she had to somewhat mend that friendship to solidify her position for next season.
Yeah, I feel like that's true too. And I also think that when I was listening to Carlos, like you said, with Carlos King and his the people that he do his podcast with, they were all like pro Wendy, saying that Wendy did like he does say that Stacey is like Stacey be lying. And he was saying that,
Stacey is a liar.
She is a liar. And they were saying that Wendy was there for Stacey a lot of the times, and that Stacey should be grateful for that, because like you're saying, Wendy did like kind of solidify Stacey's existence on the show, made her kind of substantiated her existence on the show, gave and kind of like led the way for Stacey to kind of fly and be friend. Like you said, people didn't want to film with her. Wendy spoke up for Stacey and things of that. But however, that does not give you the right to disrespect me. Like, I get it. You were there for me in my time of need. I get it. There's like, if you're there for me, I appreciate it. I'm gonna like appreciate you, but you still should not disrespect me. I still feel like Wendy, like, I get it, but then I think there's sometimes people will do things for you and they think that gives you the pass to disrespect me because you were there for me. You was there when I needed you. You were my shoulder to cry on and all of this other stuff. You were there for me, but that does not give you the right to have a free pass to disrespect me. And I feel like Wendy took full advantage of that. Like, yeah, you were there for Stacey, but you don't talk to another grown woman like that. That was so disrespectful, cursing at her, cursed her out. Like, I get it. Like, I understand Wendy was there for her, but to talk to me like that, that would have escalated on a whole nother level. I would have never heard whatever she had to say after that.
I think Stacey was shocked, probably a little afraid, and also let me not say too much, because what else is Wendy gonna reveal?
Yeah,
but I was kind of happy. I was like, yeah, somebody going at Stacey and not letting up. I was happy somebody was going at Stacey.
That was bully behavior.
I don't think it was bully behavior, because Stacey could have stood up for herself. I was happy somebody was telling Stacey about herself. I didn't, to be honest, now I think about it, I was happy Wendy did that to Stacey. You're a liar. No. Everybody's been saying you're lying. Now somebody's putting you in your place. Either you stand on it or not. And she backed down because she realized that what Wendy was saying was the truth. She didn't go toe-to-toe with Wendy like she did with the other women. I don't
think she realized what Wendy was saying. Listen, you could be talking the truth, but don't come at me cursing, telling me F you, F that. You ain't gonna come at, like, I'll let you F it. No, like, you could be telling me the truth, but don't disrespect me.
Yeah, I'm like none of them.
So I would never, I don't care how many times, like, there's so many times that I've had conversations with my friends that I feel like, yeah, I was wrong, but I would never come at you on some F that, F you, like, don't effing come at me, like, don't effing lie. Like, I'm never gonna come at you like that. Like, I just feel like Stacey was like, it's almost like I think she was bullied, because I feel like Wendy knew to come at her like that because she knew that Stacey would not react. And she wouldn't come at her back. Like, Wendy had the upper hand in that instance because she know Stacey is not like that. She's not aggressive like that. And she won't be aggressive to her like that, because if she were aggressive like that, Wendy's her last friend, her only hope there on the show. If Wendy kind of like, now Stacey solidified her existence on the show, but no one else is tight with Stacey like Wendy is, and if she got on Wendy's bad side, it would be a problem. So I think Stacey knew in that moment, but I think Wendy's taking full advantage of that. Like, there's no way that Wendy should have spoke to her like that. There's no, I don't know. I just feel like Stacey shouldn't. Wendy was bullying her.
Well, I don't think Wendy was bullying her because it was 1-to-1. Stacey should have stepped up. She's been bullied before and she was able to tell them about their asses. So I don't think Wendy was bullying her, and I don't think Wendy did it because she felt Stacey was the weaker person because she stood toe to toe with Giselle when Robin was there. Let's not forget, she was the only person since I've been watching Potomac who went at Giselle like no other. No one goes at Giselle. Everyone backs down. But Wendy went at Giselle on her own. She went at Robin at her own. She went at once at Ashley on her own. She went at all three of these women individually and together when no one else has done it. It was back down. So I don't think
that's
that
exactly.
was.
She's going at all these women, and the last saving grace is Wendy. So I just don't.
Correct.
I just feel like Wendy took advantage, knowing that you're the only friend that she has. I think she was acting like the rest of them. And she knew that Stacey would not come at her because she is the last woman standing as a friend.
So with me, when I saw the car scene, okay. But when they were at the gas station, what kind of made me like, damn, Wendy, I felt like she was showing up for the group. Like, yeah, I want everybody to know I'm telling Stacey. I felt like it was more of, she was doing it more because she was with all the other ladies. Like, yeah, I want Giselle to see how I'm checking her. I want Ashley to see. I want everybody to see. I want everybody to see how I'm checking Stacey. It's kind of like she went to be part of that group. And when
exactly, she went against, she followed the crowd. She was a follower in that moment. And she piled on to Stacey.
Yeah, and wanted to show out like to the other women, like, yeah, I'm telling Stacey off and what. The only thing that I didn't see they elaborate and continue on when she mentioned Jazzy was recording her. I was like, what the heck?
Jazzy was what?
Recording her. You remember she said, oh, I was having a conversation with Jazzy. She heard that
that was stupid. To me, I saw a lot of comments like, why are you recording your friends? Like, I didn't find that was a big deal. Like, it wasn't like I'm recording you like, hey, Farrah, I'm recording your conversation because I'm gonna showcase it to another friend. Like, what is that? Okay, I don't know. To me, I just thought that was pointless. Like,
well, it made it seem. Stacey made it seem like, oh, we had a lot of conversations about a lot of people in the group, and he recorded me. So to me, it sounded like Stacey said stuff that she doesn't want anybody else to know about, and is a little bit worried that Jazzy had these recordings.
And to me, I felt like she said it like you were doing some sneak stuff, and I don't even know why you were recording me. Like, you're recording me to keep it maybe for some ammunition or something, but I didn't find like she didn't really solidify as to Stacey didn't solidify like, okay, she was recording it, but what did you think she was going to do with that information? Like, she was like, listen, I have an app on my phone a lot of times, and I don't record it. Okay, I'm talking to Farrah, I'm gonna record you. I have an app on my phone that records every conversation. It does. And I find it very helpful because I don't purposely record my friends, but I go back to it. Like, when I was on the phone with Optima for my cable, they told me they were gonna take $70 off my bill. Then when you call them back, oh, we never said that. What? Let me let you listen to what this representative just said to me.
I didn't know you had that. No, I don't have that.
So it's not even, it don't take up much storage at all. It doesn't take up much storage. It's beautiful. But it does, like, I find myself deleting, like, say if me and you was on the phone, I will delete, like, we spoke for an hour, and it hasn't like took up too much storage. Even if we on the phone, I have hours of conversation with my friends, with my mom, with this person, with that person, and it doesn't make my storage like full. But a lot of times when I see it and I'm looking for something else, like, I'll see, okay, me and Farrah talk. Let me delete this. Let me delete that. But I don't go back. Ooh, let me see the juice that Farrah just dropped to me. The tea. I never go back to me and your conversation. I go back specifically to something else. Like, oh yeah, when my father passed away, I called the medical examiner and she told me, like, you're not taking notes. Like, who takes notes nowadays? No, I have I have an app that records every conversation. So now I can go back to it to find out what this medical examiner said, what I need to do, what kind of ailments they found in my father. Like, it comes in handy when you need it. So I'm not purposely recording. Huh?
I need that app because I be having conversations with people and be like,
And
I
you got
never
an
said that.
Android, girl, so you can, yeah, it's good. Let me tell you, it records, and I don't do it to record you and I, but I delete all the conversations, but I will go back to something that's needed. So that's why when she said that, I'm like, wow, am I a bad friend? But I know genuinely I do not record my friend's conversation to listen back to it. It just happens that it is recorded, but I never need it for nothing. So I didn't see where Stacey was trying to go with that. Okay, she records. Does she have an app like I do? Or is she purposely like, oh yeah, girl, I'm recording you because I need to go back to our conversation because you be lying or something like that?
Well, I have a thing on my phone, but sometimes this happens to me before I accidentally press record. It's like it's one of the icons when you are on the phone. So I've had incidents before I accidentally press record. Somebody's like, oh, you caught me on the girl, I accidentally press record. And they're okay. So I was thinking maybe that's what happened to Jazzy because Stacey was saying, oh, I heard it said record. And Jazzy,
oh,
I think
yeah, that's how she knew it was recording. Mine doesn't do that.
Jazzy said, oh, that I explained to you what happened. So I was thinking, oh, maybe it was like what happened with me before more than once where I accidentally pressed record and the person I'm talking to was like, oh, I heard something said record.
And it does? Like, oh, yeah, sorry. Mine doesn't even say that. Why does it say that? Like,
mine says, oh, you're being recorded. So I've sometimes accidentally pressed it and the person on the line would be like, wait a minute, what is it? And I'm like, oh, girl, I've actually pressed the button. And they're like, okay, whatever. Because again, we're not talking about anything the way I could use for evidence for anything. But I think Stacey mentioned it per the conversation she'd be having with Jazzy. She might be saying a whole bunch of crap about the women. So she don't want them to know about this and don't know if Jazzy's going to use that one day against her. You don't know what Stacey is telling Jazzy. That's the thing. She might be saying stuff that has nothing to do with the women. It might be personal information. So I think that made me think that, ooh, she got stuff she don't want nobody to know. And she spilled the tea to Jazzy. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we know she could be talking bad about Wendy. We don't know what the hell she said on there. So that was why it was brought up because I could tell Stacey was a little concerned about what information Jazzy had in those recordings. Okay, so moving right along. The next car, we just stuck on this car. The next car we had, I don't know, it was well, we'll still could talk about it. The next car had there was more gossip with Monique, Monique, Ashley, and Giselle. I mean, there was the same crap about Chris Samuels and stuff. I think Ashley was lying when she's like, oh yeah, because I saw Chris and I mentioned dating Stacey and he didn't say anything. He just took a sip of water and did this. And then Monique was like, well, you never said that to me. Oh, I thought I did. I think Ashley was lying.
I think she was too.
All the conversations you had with Monique, with all the times you were trying to convince Monique that Stacey's been lying, all of a sudden now, I don't know how long, weeks, days, or months after, you're now going to spring on her that you saw her ex-husband and he made it seem like he had something going on with Stacey. Really? She's lying.
I didn't understand that part. Did that mean that it wasn't Stacey? Does that like absolve Stacey from any wrongdoing? Was it supposed to mean that, oh, it wasn't Stacey that went back and told what's his name? Chris. So it wasn't Stacey that went back and told Chris that they were talking about him, and it was actually Ashley. So that means I feel like that's what they were saying.
No, Ashley's trying to say that Stacey lied about dating or hooking up with Chris Samuel. She was saying, oh, I saw Chris Samuels and I mentioned that, you know, there's discussion that you dated or whatever with Stacey. And instead of him saying no, he just took a sip of his water or whatever he was drinking and then
he was sleeping with her.
Exactly. Or maybe dating, hooking up, whatever the situation is. But I think Ashley's lying because from the beginning of the season, you wanted Monique to believe that Stacey was hooking up with your ex-husband and this lady Cookie said all this other stuff. This, if it really happened, was somewhat proof that maybe he did hook up with her. Because if he did, he'd be like, nah, I ain't messing with what you talking about. So I think Ashley lied about that. You're going to mention that now to Monique? Like, why would you have mentioned that before? That would have been key evidence, if anything.
But you don't think that meant that? I think it was like a twofold thing, like that, what you're saying, that she could be sleeping with him or whatever, or going out on him. But then I think, you know, when they had the whole discussion about who went back and told What's his name? Samuel? Chris Samuels. Who went back and told Chris Samuels that we were discussing? And so they was like, there's a snake in the group. So to me, I felt like what people were saying online, like, it wasn't Stacey. Like, Stacey's cleared now because it was actually Ashley that let the cat out the bag that told Chris. And that's what led Chris to text who did he text? And he was like, oh, you talking about me? You talking like y'all talking about me.
Yeah, but that's two different topics. One is that Stacey and Chris is dating. The other thing that they were saying that Stacey did was tell Chris about what Monique was saying. So it's two different things. One thing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That part, they saying that Stacey's clear. She's in the clear with that. It wasn't her. It was like whoever went back and told Chris, Sharice or whatever, she's cleared of that. Like now that makes Stacey innocent.
Stacey's not innocent because Ashley only said she mentioned to Chris what happened between, is he dating Stacey?
And then that's what made him say, y'all talking about me? What the hell's going on? So instead of like, they thinking it was her who told him, but it was really Ashley who unknowingly spoke to Chris and told him.
No, because it's two things. The dating Stacey thing, yes, that's one thing. But the main thing about Stacey going back to him was about what Monique was saying at the table about their divorce and their marriage. That was what they were saying. Stacey went back and told Chris, not the whole dating thing. That's different. They were saying that's what Stacey went back and told Chris because she and Chris are friends. So that doesn't clear out Stacey's name because Ashley was just questioning about them dating. She didn't mention anything about Monique. See, the whole thing is they're saying Stacey went back and told Chris about what Monique said. Ashley's saying she saw Chris and mentioned whether or not he was dating Stacey.
Oh, the way the comments were saying, like, oh, she's in the clear now.
Two different things. There's two different things. So now Giselle in the car was saying that Wendy's theory is, which to me makes a little bit more sense, is that Angel went back and told her husband what was going on, what was said.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last week too. Yeah, I don't know.
Her husband is friends with Chris and called like, yo, Angel told me that they mentioned your name. I believe that theory. That I could see happen. Because something happened with me, I go around and tell my boyfriend, Lord, the girls were saying this and that, whatever. And if he's cool with the guy, I might not think he's gonna tell him. I might go ahead and tell him, and maybe it wouldn't escalate to anything else. So that's what Wendy was trying to say now. Is Wendy saying it to clear Stacey's name because Stacey's her friend? Or was it really Angel that went to tell her husband and her husband told Chris about what Monique was saying?
Yeah, I think it could have been the husbands. And that Angel don't even know. Like, you don't know what these men be talking about when they're amongst each other. Like, they're not going to tell you. Like, a lot of these men they're not like women. They're going to keep it within their, like, bromance. They're not going to tell you. Like, I think it could have been.
Yeah, exactly. She could have went into her husband. Oh, yeah, we're filming today. And they said this about, because her husband knows Chris. He said this, Monique said this about Chris. Really? And he probably didn't tell Angel nothing. He probably called Chris like, yo, bro, they be talking about you on the show. My wife just said, Monique said this. That could have happened. That I could see that happening compared to Stacey. I mean, it could have been Stacey too. Because Ashley is friends with Monique. I don't see Ashley going and telling Chris what Monique said about him. I don't see that. Because she's friends with Monique. Yeah, I don't think
so either.
So it's not Ashley.
I don't think did he know what they said, or did he really know what they said?
Well, it all started with Cookie saying he called her and said he knows that Monique was in some restaurant bashing him. Oh, so okay. That's where it all came out from Cookie. So someone told Chris Samuels, and they just assumed it was Stacey because Stacey was the only one in that table who was connected to him because she went out. So she's the only one that's connected to him. Ashley's not saying she's connected to him. She's saying she met him. I don't know if it was at a party or dinner or something. So Ashley's not saying, oh, I have connections with Chris. I have his number or anything. She's just saying she saw him. And that's being
Yeah.
shady too. So you saw a man you hardly knows, your friend's ex-wife, ex-husband, and you're just gonna go up to him. Oh, by the way, I heard you're dating so and so, or you dated so and so. Like, I don't believe her. I think she's just lying again. So Monique, she could get into Monique's head to believe that Stacy had something with her ex-husband, which Monique doesn't care because they're divorced. Why would she even care? Now, if Monique comes
Yeah.
at Stacy crazy, that's ridiculous. They're not together. Why would you even care? I wouldn't give a damn who he's dating, especially if I don't want him back. Who
Yeah, and
cares?
she don't seem like the type like you. I don't. Do you watch Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yes.
You see how she is over Mauricio, and I brought that
Yeah,
up last week.
exactly.
She's not over him. She does not want to see Mauricio with anybody else. She feels very uncomfortable when she's around with her kids and he's like single, living his life. She's very uncomfortable and she has a good relationship with him, but she does not like seeing him with other women. She's still in love with him. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's a difference with Monique. Monique seems to be very in touch with like who she is as a woman, what makes her happy. She's overcome that in love. Like she knows what she wants and she knows Chris Samuels cannot offer that to her. And I
And
don't,
she's
it's
going to
like,
ask for
I'm
a
just
divorce.
comparing those two because it just seems like one is not over their husband, Kyle, and then Monique is so over Chris Samuels. Like she's not going to be checking chicks and mad and
Yeah.
crying, emotional. Like she seems to be good. And I don't know if that's therapy that did it for Monique, but she seems to be doing very well. Kyle needs to take some pointers from Monique.
Well, there's a difference too because Monique left. Monique was the one that made the decision to divorce Chris Samuels. So let's not get that. She
Well,
was the
that
one
still
that's
takes a lot of strength. She left him because she realized that he is not the one. And whatever he was doing, and I listened to her interviews, she knew they were not connected. She knew that he could never be the man that she needed him to be. And she figured out, like, what am I doing with my life? I need to really salvage what I have of my life. That's like, we're not here forever. So I think from what she said, she realized that like a light bulb went out off, like, and the way she said it, it was like, wow, that's really like emotionally intelligent. Like, I don't know if it's therapy that she went to, but she said specifically, it was unfair for her to put pressure on him to be the man she wanted him to be. And it was unfair to her for him to put pressure on her for the woman that he wanted her to be. So she realized like they are just not for each other. Like they not like she
right.
felt like she was losing herself being with him. So I feel like she left him because it took strength. Kyle, I think Mauricio she knew that wasn't the man for her. He was cheating left and right from what I gather. I feel
Oh
like
my
she was
God.
keeping stuff under wraps and making sure it don't get out. And she was turning a blind eye to a lot of things that he was doing. And then the cat finally, she kind of finally just was like at her wit's end. And then she kind of finally was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. But even now, she knows like that he's not the man for her. And she's still trying to hold on. She's still trying to grasp at whatever happiness she had with him and their family and knowing that is over. Like I just feel like Monique, I love how intelligent she is emotionally and how she was able to find her happiness and find her peace within herself to move on.
Well, I think it's two different relationships and, of course, two different women.
Yeah.
Kyle was in love with Mauricio. And look at Mauricio. Look at Chris Samuels, but maybe looks has nothing to do with it. She was in love with her life, love with her man, and love, love, love. I don't think Monique was ever in love with him. It was kind of like, oh, okay, he swept her, he had money, she probably was a
Yeah.
status thing. So it was different. I don't, even when going back to watching them when they initially came on screen in Potomac, you could tell they loved each other, but she wasn't in love with him.
Not like a Kyle and Mauricio.
Kyle was in love. They were young. They've been together way longer than Monique and her husband. It's totally different. That in love feeling, Kyle still has it. Mauricio probably was a great husband. He seemed like he was a great dad. There was so much more. It seems like he brought, regardless if he cheated, whatever. he brought more into their marriage. It seemed like Chris
Yeah.
Daniels did. They look like they had friends. They still talking now, and I'm like, wait a minute, you guys, you know, he has other women. He cheat on you. They still somewhat
No,
of a
but she's still
friendship.
holding on though. They still speaking because she
Oh
can't
yeah.
let go.
Exactly. So it's different. So Monique was able to let go because one, he was probably a bigger jerk, and she wasn't that much in love with the man. So
Yeah,
I
true.
get it. I mean, Kyle has to figure her crap out, but Monique was able to move on because she wasn't in love like Kyle was. Kyle was always speaking high of her husband. You know, he's been there for years. I mean, they were together when they were
Yeah.
very young. So it was a whole different thing. So kudos to Monique for moving on. And I know it took her a while to get to that place. Not so much because she was so much in love with Chris, more so breaking up her family, her kids. I think more that was what was probably holding her even more together. And even the lifestyle.
And they're still young. Like with Kyle, her kids are older now. She has one semi-young one. I think she's like 17 or something now. But
yeah, so it's
Monique
totally
still has
two
young
different things.
kids.
Yeah. So now the next car is Angel, Kiana, and
Oh my God, I
Tia.
forgot we didn't get to that part yet.
Yeah, they're in the car together. Angel is looking at quadrants, and I'm like, what the hell is quadrant? What the hell? What's her GPS? Where's Waze?
And why are you dropping? What did she say? They dropping?
That's what she said. Quadrants. I think that was the word she used. Quadrants. And I'm like, where are we living? We're not maps. Like, what do you mean quadrant? Again, I'm thinking it's because wherever they were, there's no actual address. Because they're in the middle.
Oh,
of
that's
the
true
mountains.
too. That's what I was thinking. Like, why are they not dropping? That's true. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of give her a little grace with that because, like you said, they in the woods somewhere, so it's not an actual address.
So there's no address. So then I was thinking, like, why she didn't use Waves? And then I'm like, okay, there's no actual address. Okay, but why are you driving there? That's nothing. Why didn't you get a driver who actually knows where they're going? Like the way I am and how I would be like trying to get everything perfect and anxiety and worried about the driving and having the camera, I wouldn't be driving there. I would have somebody else drive. And if I'm trying to plan something in my city and I'm bringing these women I know who's hating, best believe I've been there before. Or I went to check out the place before I actually have them going. I would not pick a new location that I've never been to, don't know how to get there, and expect when they're filming, this is when I'm going to go there for the first time. You don't even know how the place looks. You could assume it looks great. It may not. I would never have done what she did, and I would know how to get there because I've been there before. So she was saying, I don't know what show she was on. She said the reason why she got lost, it was a new location. She didn't know. Somebody, the cook or whatever, dropped the pin. How the hell they got there? And the other driver that the other ladies were in, would they have been able to get there, or they would have gotten just as lost as her? So that's
I think that goes back to poor planning on
yeah.
poor planning. Like, first of all, you should have spent the night with them. Like, and then you didn't even tell them. Like, it was so much lack of communication on Angel's part. Like, you left and didn't even tell them. Like, you left the hotel. Then you're driving in the opposite direction, and like you see the comments, it's coordinates. Like, but I don't understand why.
Whatever it is, quadrants, coordinates. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I don't know what the hell it was, but okay. I'm assuming it's numbers. Coordinates. Okay. Thank you.
But then why would you? I mean, listen, even if we in the woods, even if I'm like, I always figure like when I'm in Jamaica and like if I'm going horseback riding or something, like I put in Chuka because it's called Chuka. Like to me, it's like known places. Like I guess it's
Chuka.
Because that's a known place. That's a known travel, like how Wonderland is and what Angel wants it to be, like in the woods and horseback riding and all of the fly fishing. Chuka is the same thing in Jamaica. They do horseback riding, they do zip lining, they do all of that good stuff. But when you put in Chuka on there, it's going to bring you to like their location. When you put it into your navigation, it's going to bring you to Chuka locations. Yeah, and then they might have multiple locations where they leave from, but I'm just trying to figure out like why wasn't like one of these like locations, wherever Wonderland is, and maybe she has many locations that they leave from. Like, why are you putting in coordinates? Like, why isn't it like a main location that's next to, like, even next to it? Like, even if you haven't been there before, it should be. There's no way I would have let this like happen if you are. It's just too many things that just fell through the cracks with Angel. Like, this is your business. Like, these things, even when it comes down to getting a babysitter, leaving the hotel, like, these are things that should have been pre-planned, because this is your business and you want to showcase it and be successful showcasing it in a positive light. Like, to me, it was like she was winging it, and the winging, when you winging something, things are more likely to fall through the cracks when you're winging it. So you shouldn't be winging something when it comes to your business and opportunities and getting a big bag with Bravo, NBC, millions of dollars of advertisement. You're letting fall through the cracks. Like, that's why she should have had a babysitter lined up. Bobby should have been on top of his game, watching these kids. Things should have been lined up for them to showcase Wonderland. Whether it's him watching the kids and her taking them out, it was just so many times that they dropped the ball.
So she said, I don't know where I was watching, but there's no headquarters for Wonderland. They don't have like a headquarter. But if this is supposed to be like some Wonderland site, I would assume there's some sort of address or somewhere how to get there. How does everybody else get there?
I think it's a fairly new business. I think it's a fairly new business. So I think she's more so like how a lot of them do. She's the face of the business. And I don't think it's like boots on the ground. She's like, she string this business like and put it together. I feel like it's like they kind of playing a role in the business. I do not think that they have like worked this business from the ground up. I don't think so. I think this is a business that they just getting contractors, chefs, they're getting things in place. They're getting the place where you can go fly fishing. They're getting the place where you can go, like they're contracting with horseback riders, with the chefs, with this location, with that location. I do not think like this is like their business that they built from the ground up. This is contracting and liaison like from other businesses. And she just didn't do it right to execute it where it's seamless. Like when you're drop shipping, or even with me, I'm drop shipping stuff. If you want to order a journal or you want to order a shirt that says blessed, Farrah's blessed or something, you're going to think I have workers and employees up in my establishment doing it. But what it really is me drop shipping from a third party. They're creating it. They got their employees doing it, and they're going to send it to Farrah where it's going to say Farrah is blessed. You're not even going to know that it's not coming out of my establishment. It's coming from the third party, but it's seamless because my address is on it, my brand is on it, everything about Elisa is on it, and I have it branded. But she dropped the ball where it's kind of like, we know now, the cat's out the bag. This is not your business that you built up from dust. Like, you are contracting out and you drop the ball between your contractors. Like things, this is not your business. You're winging it.
Yeah, because honestly, anyone could have done that. Oh, I need to make sure I have a chef. I need to make sure I have a good place to take them on tour.
Yeah.
I need to have this. I need to have a chauffeur. But this, I feel sorry for Angel. If she thought coming on this show is going to help her business, if anything, it destroyed her business.
What? They leaving bad reviews. They doing like so much to destroy her business. And like Carlos King was saying, like, I agree with what he said. Like, they should have had shirts on, like how this says blessed. They should have shirts on that said Wonderland. They should have had like, it should have been A1 service. That's what I'm saying. Like, this stuff should have been planned out. Bobby should have been lined up. If not Bobby should have been with me because he's a part of Wonderland. So why is he not
Exactly.
with me? Why they don't got a nanny lined up for the weekend when the girls are coming out? Like, you live in Colorado now. Like, it's not like you're coming with us for the weekend. You live, this is your home. So you're here. Where is the nannies? Where's the nannies? Where's your mom?
Yeah,
Where's
you're
your
right. Good
where's
point.
I
Good
mean, her
point. Good
mom might
point.
have passed away. I think her mom passed away. The mother-in-laws, the family, the nannies, people that you have on deck to help you execute this plan with your Wonderland business.
Yeah, everyone should be like, look, this is gonna be filmed. We need to have this planned out. Even if you had to take days off to kind of like plan everything, schedule, itinerary, the
Yeah.
place they stayed, she could have redeemed herself because again, she had no control about where they stayed. Right? Let's say that happened. That was a bad choice of the place they stayed. There was no water. She really had no control of that. But this end of the trip, you had a lot of control on.
Your business? This is like, listen, the waterless house wasn't even a part of, I can say that was a part of Wonderland. Like, that wasn't even a part of your business. But when it comes
Yeah.
to your business, you dropped the ball, dropped the bag. Over million, like, people pay. Like, I would love to showcase my business on there, like, but that's millions of dollars I cannot afford. But to have it at your fingertips for free,
And messed
like,
up. Yeah, because if they had a great experience, a lot of people would have been like, oh my God, I want to go to Wonderland. Oh my God, look at this.
like you said, you never been fly fishing. You might have saw it fly fishing and said, I want to go fly fishing now. I want to go to Colorado. I want to go horseback riding with Wonderland. I want to go in the woods with my homies and just have a nice dinner after we're horseback riding and fly fishing. Like, I would have loved to see it. Like, I can envision seeing like this Wonderland and just like everybody at peace and it being like paradise, fly fishing, horseback riding, having steak dinners, having like all kind of, like, just the carte blanche treatment. And to just fumble that is so sad and disappointing.
Exactly. And another thing is, I didn't get to see Colorado. Like, I don't think she took them on tours to go to special sceneries. Like, I was expecting to see beautiful scenery. I didn't see anything. I mean, they didn't show it. Maybe they filmed it, but I didn't see any excursions or anything where she showcased Colorado. It was kind of, the only thing was the Aspen. What else did they do? That's what they did. What
Yeah.
else did they do? They went and saw her house.
They ate.
Yeah, I didn't see anything where I could say she took them to any excursions or took them on somewhere where they could see the mountain. I don't know. It was just nothing really there that they showed on that said Wonderland. And I think that
Nothing.
ending was what was going to showcase Wonderland, the fly fishing and the $10,000 dinner.
And nothing was branded like to say Wonderland. It was nothing. Like, even when the chef, even when they're cooking, like, did we didn't really get to see like you saw Bobby holding the plate or whatever. Like, I just didn't see anything that says like, I want to go to Colorado. I wish she could have just put not only her business on a map, she could have had so many people traveling out to Colorado. Like, she could have brought the tourism out there. Like, she could have brought like so many people coming out there to visit, like to not only see Wonderland, but to come into Colorado.
Nothing. I didn't see anything either. I mean,
That was a bad flop.
Shady Giselle was like, oh, and the food was cold because the food didn't look good. Not that food. The one when they were at her house, it did look. I was like, oh, that food looked good. There goes Giselle on the after show. Oh, and the food was cold. She said something negative, so that didn't even seem like that went well. The food. So here they are.
She gave them reason to go in on her. Like, she gave them reason, and then she's crying in the car. Like, how you go in the wrong direction for 2 hours? Like, I don't understand the communication. There is no way that I would not be talking to people on my way there. Like, where's your husband? Where are people talking to you? You didn't touch base with anybody? Oh, how's the food going? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? Nobody's talking amongst each other. Like, that is so weird to me. Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm on I-95. Whatever the case may be, like, where's the communication? Like, how are you not realizing that you're going in the wrong direction for 2 hours? That's so weird.
And did she even call anyone?
She obviously didn't call anyone, because it's like, how you driving in the wrong direction for 2 hours. There's just no way. Like,
How did you
I
not
just cannot
notice
believe.
that you're going the wrong direction? What and how and when did she notice? Like what made after 2 hours her notice, oh, I'm going the wrong direction?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just, and it just seemed like that was the theme throughout the trip. Lack of communication and just lack of accountability, like, and crying and not taking accountability, like, and then moving and getting over it and being stronger and proving yourself. It was kind of like she just dropped the ball and then became like a doormat. Like, you didn't even
Yeah.
regain your like strength to carry on. Like, it was just the whole thing just flopped.
Well, I have to say Tiana and Tia handled very well, because if I was in that car, I don't think I would have been as calm as they were. I would have been in a panic and I would have been very upset. I would have been hungry. I would have been worried about my flight. So Tia and Kiana handled it well. They were just sitting there and encouraging
I just
her
can't
and
believe
telling her,
three dunce, like, brainless people. Like, I just cannot. There's no way. And I guess the way I am, I'd be like a kid in the car. Are we there yet? Like, where are we? Like, I would put mine. I'd be putting mine. Even when I'm in a car with the Uber, I'm like, where are we? Like, what am I? Like, I'm putting on my navigation. Like, I just cannot believe three individuals are in the car going in the wrong direction and nobody's asking questions. No one's saying anything. And I, like you said, they are good. Like, what's her name said, Kiana was like, well, I'm gonna stick beside her. Like, you can tell, like, she was basically like, even though she's an F up, I'm gonna still
yeah, you
be
could tell
loyal to
Kiana
her.
was kind of upset. You could tell, but she was holding it in because it's her friend, and Tia just looked confused in the backseat, like, I don't know what to do in
They
this.
were pissed, but like you saying, they was just like, I'm gonna stick beside her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. So now Giselle and the rest of them, they stopped at a gas station because they were hungry or needed to use the bathroom. And again, Giselle acting like they were better than everybody else, but it seemed like they enjoyed the food at the gas station. And we spoke about it, but this is the scene where Wendy goes off at well, it was mentioned that something happened in the car. Jazz explained what happened. Stacy basically didn't say much, and then here go Wendy going at Stacy again. I felt like she already went at her in the car, so there was no need to go at her again in front of everybody.
Yeah, why? That's what I'm
But she
saying.
did.
Why is Wendy putting her friend out on Front Street like that to embarrass her, and then not only embarrass her, but to ridicule her? And I feel like I said, it's bullying to me, because you're doing it because you know Stacy is not going to come at you because you have the upper hand, because you were there for her when she needed you when nobody else was there. But don't use that as ammunition to go against me. Now you're jumping on the bandwagon with everyone else. And then Stacy, even on the after show, she's like I told you, like, she's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. And then you could, like, to me, what, like you said, when Wendy said I was PMSing, to me, Wendy's not dumb. Like, she knows, she knows how even I'm thinking, and I'm sure a lot of people are thinking like me. Like, because I've seen the comments, like, I would never let someone disrespect me. Like, she disrespected Stacy. So to me, it's almost like Wendy was trying to
Right or
backpedal.
wrong.
Yeah, she was trying to make an excuse to simmer people down that were saying anything negative, that could say anything negative. She was almost like trying to give an excuse as to why she went off like that. Because why would she say she was PMSing? Was she really PMSing, or was that an excuse? I feel like it was an excuse. She was not PMSing.
Probably an excuse, because now she feels bad and probably
Yeah,
sorry
but
that, damn, I really
she
went
was
off
not
on me.
PMSing. But
Yeah,
instead of
she
saying
act like
sorry, I wish I could have saw the scene, or Stacy could have said, because then I would be more forgiving to Wendy if Stacy said, we had to talk about it. We had a long, because she did say that. We had to talk about it. We had a long discussion about it. And then I wish the next thing would have been, and she apologized. We apologized to each other. Like, it was none of that. It was Stacy just holding herself to the cross and just like, yeah, I should be held accountable. Yeah. And then, like I said,
We'll do it again.
Stacy was trying to what's the word that I'm looking for? She wanted to
Keep her job.
mitigate the damage that she already did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's so, which means Wendy will come at her again. That's what I see. So
I
that's
think so
what
too,
else
but
happened.
Stacey is kind of like, when it comes to Wendy, I could just tell like she values that friendship, but values it in a way where she lets a lot of stuff slide, and she may not, like, after a while. Like, it's kind of like with Shamia. Like, she's like, there's gonna come a point where it's like too much.
Even though Wendy did have her back all season.
Still doesn't give a right to be cursing me out.
I agree. So what else happened? That was basically it. They were stuck in the gas station. Then they finally were talking to Tia. Stacy came on and they were asking them where they are. She mentioned she was lost. And again, she's like, it's I think she said it's an exclusive location. And Giselle made a joke like, it's so exclusive that you don't even know where it is. And when they asked them how far is the airport from this Wonderland place, she said about 2 hours. And they were like, 2 hours? Oh, hell no. Which I don't know why they're so shocked, because they wasn't even going to get there on time. And that's when, Ashley said, this is the end of our trip for us, and that they're going to go home.
Mm-hmm.
So, Angel starts crying, and, Keanu, this is a $10,000 dinner and blah, 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 blah. But I agree with the ladies, deuces, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm not missing my flight.
And I give it to Giselle and them. Like, they really did. They still, like you said, there was no way they was going to make it, but they still tried. So I give it to them that they still were giving Angel a chance to redeem herself, and she still couldn't, even at the last moment. Like, come on, this is your business. Like, she still didn't even, it's so sad that she didn't even redeem herself. And Giselle, of all people, were giving her a chance.
Yeah, because Giselle's like, hell, but this is another thing. I don't know if it was Giselle or production that was saying, oh, we could still make it. Because I was watching, I wasn't even there. If you did the calculations in your head, there was no way they would have been able to go fly fishing and leave there for 2 and make their flights. That's why I don't understand, why did they even go?
It could have been like a lot of people are saying production set them up. I don't like, to me, I think too, like, I think they were hopeful too. Like, they didn't know that. I think they found out that morning that Angel didn't stay at the hotel. Maybe if she would have stayed at the hotel, could they have executed the plan? If she stayed at the hotel, like, maybe they would have got there earlier, but they woke up. Angel wasn't at the hotel. They still carried on with the plan. And I just feel like it kind of set them back when Angel didn't stay at the hotel. And then Angel did say that the ladies left late, but would it have mattered that they left late? She did say that they left late.
She left early and was still late. But again, we don't know where Angel was. Was she closer to the place than they were? To me, if I'm doing something like that, I'm getting like a bus for everyone. Everyone's together. It's better we all got lost together. Not 3 cars. Why isn't everybody in the same car?
And you're going home when you had
people.
Yeah, and you went home when you had a chance for us all to be together. Like, you went home to your husband, to your kids, and left it. Like, they were saying that she wanted to get her luggage and stuff, but like Giselle said, she said that she could have got her luggage. Like, they have people there for that. Like, I guess the production or whoever could have got their luggage for them and packed up their stuff.
No, that's different. People are not gonna pack your stuff the way you would and probably leave some stuff. That part I understand, but she should have been honest with them. Like, look, I would love to stay, but look at the time. We gotta drive 2 hours. We gotta pack. She didn't say anything. Fine. That part is not the issue, but it should have been organized way before, meaning, a car is coming to pick you guys up at 9:00. Make sure everybody's there on time. Why was there 3 cars? Even the ladies that was in the hotel together in the 4 seasons, why weren't they all in one car? There was 3 separate cars, so anyone could have gotten lost at that point. It just didn't make sense of not keeping.
But it's a
that
shame that the one whose business it was got lost. Like no one else got lost. Like you said, it was two other
Yeah.
cars, three other cars, but the one car that should have got there was the business owner, the one who was organizing. Like that's the part that was like, wow. Like
And had the audacity to say this is somewhere I've never been before. It's a new spot. Why would you do that instead of going somewhere else that you know it's as nice, that you know how to get there? And if you've never been there, how do you know it's as nice as you think it is? You could have went there and be like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. You've never been. I would not have a trip like that with those type of women and take them to a place I've never been and hoping, oh, it's such a beautiful.
I think I would have if it was like top notch more, because the people that she was bringing to it might not have been as exclusive or as nice as. So I am going to showcase the best of the best when it comes to my business, and I'm gonna be on like a lot of these people. Even when you see stuff in magazines, like that's not really how it looks when you get it in your hand. So they're gonna showcase and have stuff pinned up on a model, make it look the best of the best. But then when you get it, it's not like how it looks on film or on a magazine. So I feel like I get what she was trying to do. She probably wanted to make it seem better than what it actually is, because that's what promoting your business is. Like you're gonna, like, I mean, hopefully it's not like too much of a stretch, but I'm sure she wanted to showcase one of the best area that she probably was never at. So
yeah,
I think I could understand
it out first.
Huh?
Yeah, but I would have gone there to look at it first. You had months.
Yeah.
She had a long time to plan. I'm assuming they didn't tell her plan this right away. I would have went to go see it, because the thing is, like you said, you may think it looks great and then it doesn't. I would want to go and look for it, or even send my husband. You got money, send one of your assistants, somebody. But me, I would have gone first and check out the place. It's not like she had to make reservations or anything. And let me see how it looks. Let me know how I'm going to get there. Or if I'm thinking, oh, I may get lost, have your husband drive something. Like, really?
She fumbled the bag badly.
Get a driver. Blame it on the driver getting lost. It would have probably been better than you blaming it on yourself.
Yeah, crying,
feeling bad. I mean, I did feel bad for Angel. I'm not gonna say I did.
I did not. I didn't feel bad. I just was like, oh my gosh, she crying again, playing a victim. Like she was crying at the table. Like, come on, like how many times you gonna be crying? Like, how bad was it for Stacey and Giselle and Ashley bullying her? She's not crying. Like, come on, like you cannot keep crying over things that you have control over that you fumbled.
I think she was crying too because she realized that she just put her business in Front Street and it was a disaster. I think she was crying for multiple things, like, oh my God,
that was her fault, though, again.
And I don't know how her husband, if it's a business with them, how he's going to react. He could be like, I told you not to go on that show. Or he might be going at her now. That's supposed to be their business. Or the business owners. And like you said, if it is a business that's owned by multiple people, where were those other people? Because if I was her husband, knowing you're going to be on this show, I would be like, look, we need to do this together.
That's what I'm saying. He's in a promotion video with the big steak. Oh, Wonderland. And I don't know if you saw that part. He got,
Yeah, exactly. I would be like, look, we need to get a nanny. You and I are going to plan this, or I'm going to need your help. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this.
It should not have just been her. But like I said, my discernment is on point. Once he said, when she asked him about watching the kids, and he was like, it's going to fucking suck. I knew, like, I could tell the type. I'm telling you, I got the vibe. He ain't that type of husband. He ain't trying to stay with them kids. You better get your ass home, stay with these kids, and I'm going to be in a pool house or out on the deck or whatever. I don't think he's hands-on like that.
So you're saying Monique is right then?
Yes. She's absolutely, a little bit that I saw and him saying that, and she got the cue. She realized he's not trying to stay home. So she knew. Like I said, I'm not gonna stay. When my husband be like, why don't you take the dogs? Like I said, I hate to compare my dogs to kids, but that's all I can. But when he be like, when I wanted to leave them with him, and he's like, oh, you should take them to your mom's house. That's all I need to hear. Say less. I'm not forcing you to stay with them, because that tells me you ain't gonna do what needs to be done, and you don't even have patience now to watch them. You already telling me. So I ain't gonna force you. So I feel like that's the vibe he gave off, and she immediately picked up on that and was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna go. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna find other way. I'm gonna do a plan B. I'm not, especially when it comes to my business and my livelihood and the show that I chose to be on. I am going to find a plan B, whether it's a nanny, my mama, my father, whatever. I'm gonna find another way. But she just, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna go.
Well, at that point, she probably didn't have she couldn't find a plan B that fast, because it was within that same day. It's not easy to find
her husband. She knew. I think she tested him out, and he let her know what time it was. Like, what? No, it's gonna suck. And he said it a few times. As soon as she said, you right, I'm not gonna go, you would think he'd be like, no, babe, you deserve it. You got newborns, you're on a show. No, babe, go, enjoy yourself. He ain't saying none of that. No, it's gonna fucking suck. Don't go. You right, stay home with these kids.
She got home. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go over there. He'd be like, you better not.
And boy,
when she went back home. When she went back home, supposedly packing. What do you have to pack for? You live in Colorado. There's only Kiana and Tia that had to pack.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she picked up what he was putting down. Okay.
She could have been like, look, I'm still gonna go, you, Tiana, and Tia, you stay, but I'm gonna go back over there. She didn't have to pack.
She was embarrassed. She already know, like, let me not say much. He already said it's gonna fucking suck. That was her cue to shut the F up. And yeah, you right, I don't want to go. She knew what time it was.
Yeah, because she could have still went. Now that I think about it, she had nothing to pack. She lives in Colorado.
She knew what he said. I ain't watching these kids. Get home now.
Yeah. So that's how the season ended, with, I guess, one of the worst trips they've ever been on.
Yes, and the housewife history of all the franchises, the worst trip.
This is the worst trip, and Angel should not come back. I think at this point,
I've been saying that she is not cut out for the housewives. It's cutthroat out here in these streets, on the housewives streets.
Because right now they already attacked your business and it went terribly wrong. The next, they're coming after your marriage. They're already trying now. I think now
while you can, girl. Salvage what you can of your business, of your marriage, whatever, because you don't got the backbone to stay afloat.
Yeah, and being on the show next season, they're gonna constantly mention that trip and say negatives. Because if you watch the season, within this trip, they were saying negative things on you own a business. Like even Wendy was saying things about her, and that's your business. They're already talking badly about your business. If you come back next season, they're gonna mention this trip. So whoever happened not to see this season, don't go back next season, because maybe some people didn't get to see this, season or know about Potomac. Now you're putting yourself out there again. And I don't think you're going to be able to redeem yourself, because they're not going to give you the opportunity to do it unless she shows her business with other clients. And Bravo at this point are not even going to showcase that.
Yeah. And you said that she wasn't in the trailer for the reunion, or whatever they showed for the reunion. Like
she was there, but they didn't really show her saying anything where I could be like, oh, Angel, there was nothing. They showed Wendy, they showed Monique,
and they would have showed that. So it must gonna be another flop from Angel.
Yeah, I think they showed her saying one thing, but it was nothing left. Nothing where I could be like, oh, she read Giselle, or she told Wendy, or she told somebody.
Yeah. Then it must not be nothing then, because they would have showcased that, because that would have been a surprise to all of us that, wow, Angel is really speaking up and letting chicks know, like, if they didn't show nothing, then that means it's nothing. She brought nothing.
Well, let's wait and see. I mean, from the Angela Yee show, she made it seem like she was gonna really bring it to them. Because now I see what they were saying in the confessional. Like, oh, mind you, all these things they were saying in your face, they didn't say that much behind your back. So we'll see. Maybe
I
they
pray
didn't
to
really
God she don't start crying on that couch, because to me that is
Oh my
just
God.
such a sign of weakness. Do not start crying on that couch, girl.
Do not. And I want to see how she redeems herself when they talk about that trip. She's gonna make excuses, but let's see how she tries
Well,
to redeem
see.
that business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how, but that was it. The season ended with them in a gas station, and we don't know even if Angel and Tiara and Tia made it. They never even showed us if they actually went. Did they turn around and go back and she took them to the airport? Did they actually go to this fly fishing?
I doubt it. They was going in the wrong direction.
We don't know what happened to them.
They did not go. They was already 2 hours out. Where they gonna
Oh
they
yeah,
gonna
they were
go?
2 hours out. Yes.
Yeah, they went home. They just
And it
went
wouldn't
home
even
late.
make sense for the other group to go, because if they got there, they still would have to wait for Angel. Because she was like, oh, you guys go and experience it.
But
Well,
they
how is
probably
that?
still gave them the experience though without them. They still would have been
That's
able
what
to
she said,
eat
but
and
it
stuff.
was. She said that, but would that have been fair to Tia and Kiana? It wouldn't have been fair to
They
them
just,
either.
I would have salvaged whatever I could. Like they just, I guess half of them just wouldn't have been able to do it. But as far as my business, I would have absolutely had the other half go on the Wonderland excursions.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing, but anyway, she couldn't do anything about it. She couldn't tell them, can you change your flight? No one was going to change their flight for her either.
I wouldn't have
that was
either. At that point, I would be looking forward to my flight.
Yeah. So that was the end of the Potomac season. We have the reunion coming up. We have Karen's interview with Andy, which I found, like, if she had a separate interview with Andy, what the hell else is she going to be saying in the reunion?
I know.
What's left to be said?
And I'm surprised that she looks like she's taking accountability, like she's actually humbled herself and realized that she did wrong, because I thought she was going to be in denial again. So I'm glad that this looks like a good look for her.
Yeah, I mean, they probably told her, and the trailer, she mentioned that she never watched the video. She told them she wanted to take this to trial when they were telling her to just do a plea deal. So I'm like, why the hell would Karen do that? But she took accountability. She was taking prescribed medication and still drinking. So that also lets me know, after that happened to you, you have a problem. After you won't crash, could have killed yourself with somebody else, you were still drinking after that.
Yeah, that's definitely
like,
AA.
Wow. So she admitted that, even though she was on the show acting like she was sober. So her mentioning that lets me realize when the women were saying Karen's drinking, Karen's doing this. You remember how she was very upset? I think Charisse had mentioned it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It was definitely Charisse was definitely.
Yeah, saying, oh, Karen's still drinking because I called her and she was drunk, and Karen was very upset. Now we realize Charisse and them wasn't lying. She was still drinking after that accident. They didn't lie, because we were at the place where
what role does her husband play? Like, what is he? Is he like an imbecile or something? Like, what is Ray doing when all this is taken? She's an alcoholic. She crashing cars. This is the first time that she got a DWI or DUI. Like, what is Ray? Ray seems like he's not an alcoholic. He don't got a drug problem. Like, I don't understand. Where's her kids at? Like I get Ray didn't watch the video. Your kids didn't watch the video. Like, nobody besides that. Listen, if this was my mother, fine. Your attorneys are telling you didn't watch the video. Your attorneys are telling you what to do. Did her kids watch it? Where was Ray at? Like, I know they're older, but come on, her kids. Like, stop.
She didn't want to watch it. She said, from what I saw in the trailer, she didn't want Ray to watch it. Didn't have Ray watch it. They all sound stupid to me. Because come
on, you can't have out of 5 people or however many kids she got, 4 or 5 out of 5 individuals. Ray, huh?
They she got 2, a boy and a girl.
Raven, okay, so it's 4 of them. Ray, her, the 2 kids. Out of 4 of you, now
her sister, huh? Her sister was there.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody in between all these 5, 6 people. Nobody got a brain.
So what about when the video did come out? That didn't make you think, the video came out. It was all over the internet. She
didn't see it. Ray didn't see it. Her kids didn't see it. Her sister didn't see it. Nobody saw it. Like, come on now. Out of all those people that she had on on the show that they came out with on Bravo, she got a decent amount of, a family, a good amount of family. No one told her, like, girl, don't take this to trial. You look terrible in that video. Like, I find that she's lying. And listen, I give it to her because that's how I am about my money. She's not fumbling the bag like Angel and the rest of them, and the rest of them that got fired or didn't want to humble themselves in order to keep that Bravo check coming. Like with Robin, like you want to do what your husband's doing and you don't want to like showcase your life. Now you got fired. So I feel that Karen, no one needs to be done, and she's humbling herself. She's pretending that she didn't see the video because she don't really wanna. She want to give a reason as to whatever reason she took it to trial. Whatever she doing, she coming back on the show. She did what needed to be done. She ain't get fired. She's not like how the woman from Salt Lake City, what's it, Jen Shaw.
She's not in prison. She's still in prison, isn't she?
She's released, but Andy already said he is not letting her back on the show. He can't stand her now.
Why?
Because when she came out, before she went in to prison, he asked for an interview and she said, no, I'm not giving no interviews. She at first was going to give him an interview. And then at the last minute, she said, no, she's not doing an interview. So they asked him like not too long ago when she was released, is she coming back on the show? And he said, like, and I quote, she will never be back on Bravo. So she done burnt the bridge, and it seemed like, I mean, he said the same thing with Nene or whatever, huh?
What was she convicted of? That's maybe a different thing too. I mean, Karen was drinking and driving.
But he was still going to interview her, like with Karen. And I think if she would have humbled herself, he might have given her a chance. But she shut him down. She didn't even she wasn't even able to, like, he gave her the opportunity to have an interview with her. That was going to be before she went into jail. He was going to interview her. She shut him down. But she was convicted of scamming like senior citizens out of their
that's
life savings.
No, that's totally different than Karen. I mean, Karen, yes, she could have killed someone. Thank God she didn't. That's totally different than scamming old people. Oh no, I wouldn't want you back on my show.
Yeah, but he was willing to interview her.
For ratings. That's totally different than having on a show.
But we don't know what could have came of that interview, but she shut him down. She should have said, okay. She should have did a Karen in that interview and said, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Like, she could have, like how Karen said she didn't watch the video. She lying.
Oh, he was trying to interview her when she came out?
No, before she went in.
Oh, before she went
in. That set the tone. That already, she shut him down. So he ain't gonna interview her afterwards. Maybe he would have. Who knows? But he wanted to interview her before she was gonna turn herself in, like say a month later. So within that month, he secured an interview with her. And at the last, even he put it out to all of us too. At the last minute, she canceled.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I don't watch the show, so I wasn't paying attention to that. So we'll see how much Karen takes accountability of, but not seeing the video made no sense to me because it was all over social media.
Yeah.
So how did you prevent? I was scrolling and seeing that video all over the place. How did you? I mean, Ray, he's old. He might have Instagram.
Listen, she's securing that bag. She's doing whatever she needs to kind of distance herself from the stupid decision that she made. So I get it, because I would be doing the same, but she's doing what I'll be doing too. Do what you need to do to keep that bag rolling in, to keep that money bag and the money train rolling.
And how much you bet eventually she's going to open a nonprofit organization helping girls in prison and join.
I would too. Get that money, girl. Get that money, Karen.
Yeah. Be a public speaker for alcoholism and all this other stuff. She's going to somewhat make money out of this. She's going to make money out of this. Trust me. So whatever way she possibly can, she will, even if it's opening up a business for women in prison.
Absolutely. She should. I would do the same. There's money to be made, girl. You better get that generational wealth going and keep going.
Because she lost a lot of business too. So now she got to redeem herself.
Yeah. And there's opportunities there for her. It's not shut down. She's not blackballed. She's not a Nene. She's not a Jen Shaw. She still has ways to redeem herself. And she's already on that path. So kudos to her. She's smart about it.
And a lot of the women on the show or even outside could have could have been in her situation or understand, because it's a lot of drinking happening. And anytime you watch these shows, they're drinking, they're eating and drinking. So
What's the name? Sued Bravo for that.
who?
The girl, she was on New York. I forgot her name. She sued them for always having. She was trying to quit drinking, and she said that they made it worse for her, and they tried to keep her drinking even though she was an alcoholic.
How did they keep her drinking? They always had liquor around.
Yeah, they always had liquor around, and they, even when she was trying to quit, it was like they kept convincing her, "Girl, drink, drink. We like you better when you drink. You so much more outgoing when you drink." And she felt the need to keep drinking because they were convincing. Bravo was convincing her that she's better on camera when she's drinking, and she sued them, and I think she got a good chunk of change.
So we'll see, because when Karen comes back, last season it seemed like she was trying not to drink, but she was doing it off camera. Let's see when she comes back.
Yeah. And if she's still the same person, like how they did with the housewife from New York, when she said they kept saying she's better drinking. I wonder how Karen's personality will be. Is she going to be, as fun, as outgoing? Not to say like drinking does that for you, but I don't know. We'll see.
And how would the cast act? Would they be trying to temper, like, oh, Karen, you can't drink? They're still going to be drinking. Will she be able to have the self-control?
Yeah. Are they going to drink around her? Do they have to like minimize those like outings and stuff like that? We'll see. It's a lot to unpack later.
I think next season is going to be good. And I'm assuming Wendy's still going to be there. They showed a clip of Wendy talking to her husband. I guess they'll show that in the reunion about how.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have a lot to answer to. Even when they showed, that's another thing with Stacey sucking ass with Wendy. They asked Stacey, "Oh, who do you think feet was held to the?" Andy asked her, "Whose feet do you think was held to the?" Did you see that part?
Yeah, she said Jazzy. He was like, Jazzy, you don't think it was Wendy?
Even he said she did not want to say nothing about Wendy. She's so scared to say anything about Wendy. Like, Wendy is being brought up on charges. Like, she's the main one there beside Karen. Like, she didn't even say Karen, but Karen's not a housewife this season. So to not even mention it, that was like so obvious to me. I know Andy was like, "What?" But to me, it told me like she really is treading lightly when it comes to Wendy.
I mean, Andy did say, "Really, Jazzy? You don't think it was Wendy?" He said that to her, but unless it's just her being a true friend, or
a scared friend.
Well, if you think, and her and Karen aren't that close either. If next season she has no one but Wendy, and if Wendy goes to prison, hopefully they bring new people on the show.
Yeah.
Or they have to do Jazzy or keep Jazzy, because they would have to mend their friendship.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yep. That's a wrap. We'll be back next week to discuss, Karen's interview. We're also going to discuss the reunion, but I don't think it's coming out this week. I think next 2 weeks.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I think Karen's interview might come out this week, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll be back to talk about it.
Yes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Toodles.